Worried you'll need to babysit your robot vacuum? Think again. Meet Eufy X10 Pro Omni Robot Vacuum with AI-powered navigation to recognize and avoid over 100 objects. It's the winner of 5 Best of CES awards. And Digital Trends says it boasts almost all the same features as robot vacuums that cost twice as much. Want to know more? Go to eufy.com, that's EUFY.com, and discover X10 Pro Omni, the best-in-class all-in-one robot vacuum for only $799.
On today's Smart 7, Rishi won't hand back the cash, Putin's not interested in peace talks, and lots more. It's Thursday, 14th of March. It's Popcorn Lovers Day, and happy birthday, Michael Caine.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
The latest Tory scandal, this time over racism, continued to build on Wednesday. Tory donor Frank Hester, who has given £10 million to the party, has been condemned for remarks about Labour MP Diane Abbott that even the PM had to concede were racist and wrong. The trouble stems from the fact that it took at least 24 hours for him to clarify his position, and even now he is stating that Hester's remorse should be accepted and that therefore there's no need to return the £10 million donation. Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer took a slightly different view of the matter during Prime Minister's question time.
What racist, woman-hating threat of violence would he have to make before the Prime Minister plucked up the courage to hand back the £10 million that he's taken from him?
Rishi wasn't backing down, though, and had brought a list of Labour errors to help protect the Tories' election war chest.
He talks about language. He might want to reflect on the double standards of his deputy leader calling her opponents scum, Mr. Speaker. The Shadow Foreign Secretary comparing Conservatives to Nazis, Mr. Speaker. And the man that he wanted to make Chancellor talking about lynching a female minister. His silence on that speaks volumes.
Wednesday saw the government publish the Post Office Horizon Bill, which is intended to draw a line under the scandal which has seen hundreds of innocent people convicted because of an IT error. This is the first time that a piece of legislation has ever been created to quash convictions en masse, but the public outrage over the scandal has forced the government's hand. There is a concern that a bill like this sets a legal precedent for Parliament to interfere with judicial independence, and Lady Chief Justice Dame Sue Carr has testified that she didn't believe it was necessary to use legislation to resolve the issue. Prime Minister Rishi Sunak was enthused, however, pledging to deliver for the hundreds of innocent sub-postmasters who have fought long and hard for justice.
Today, we're introducing legislation to quash convictions resulting from this scandal. The Department for Business and Trade will be responsible for the new redress scheme, and we're widening access to the optional £75,000 payment.
One of the sub-postmasters, Rab Thompson, wasn't too impressed, though. He says there's been no sign of even a refund of the money he was wrongly required to pay back to the post office.
Where is our money that we were quick enough to put back into the post office, but the post office is not quick enough to pay us for what we went through, well, especially me, in the last 20 years.
Voting officially starts on Friday for the Russian presidential election, which Vladimir Putin is expected to win comfortably. There was footage on Wednesday of armed Russian troops watching closely as voters in Ukraine's occupied territories filled out their voting forms, and Russia has continued its wave of attacks on Ukraine's eastern region. Putin gave a TV interview on Wednesday in which he promised to send more troops to the Finnish border now that Finland and Sweden are NATO members. There was talk too of a potential nuclear war, as he warned that Russia is technically ready. He didn't sound too interested in a peace process to end the war in Ukraine either, despite the urgings of Pope Francis.
We have been promised a lot of things, so promises alone are not enough. Now, to negotiate only because they are running out of ammunition is ridiculous on our part. Nevertheless, we are ready for a serious conversation, and we want to resolve all conflict, and especially this conflict, by peaceful means.
Even though the US Congress still hasn't gotten around to finalising funding for the rest of 2024 or passed the aid bill for Ukraine, they were busy on Wednesday tackling TikTok. The social media platform is ultimately owned by Chinese company ByteDance, and the bill, which passed comfortably, requires that the parent company sell it or face a ban. The White House has indicated it supports the bill, and China has warned that a ban will come back to bite America. It's still not clear if the bill will pass in the Senate, but former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi was pitching the bill as a positive for the social platform.
This is not an attempt to ban TikTok. It's an attempt to make TikTok better. Tic-tac-toe. A winner. A winner.
Still to come on today's Smart 7, Bournemouth Battleback, and Arnie's secret son pops up on GMB right after this.
Spin your passion into a business with Shopify and break sales records with the world's best converting checkout. Let's hear that one more time. The world's best converting checkout. Shopify's legendary checkout makes it easier for customers to shop on your website, across social media, and everywhere in between. Now that's music to your ears. Any way you spin it, you can be a smash hit with Shopify. Start your $1 a month trial today at shopify.com/records.
Welcome back. Wednesday night saw the final places in this year's Champions League quarter-finals decided. Arsenal, Man City, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern and PSG were already through, and after extra time and penalties in both games, Atletico Madrid and Borussia Dortmund are set to join them. There was also one Premier League game on Wednesday, the rescheduled fixture between Bournemouth and Leeds that had to be stopped when Tom Lockyer collapsed on the pitch mid-game. It turned out he'd had a cardiac arrest, and on Wednesday he met with the medical team who saved his life. The match saw Bournemouth come back from 3-0 down to win 4-3, and manager Andoni Iraola was relieved.
The merit is from the players. They kept believing. It's key. The first goal gives you some momentum, and when we knew now, when we are playing well, we can be dangerous up front, and we could finish it today.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's secret son made an appearance on Good Morning Britain on Wednesday. Not a sentence you expect to hear often, but his name is Joseph Boehner, and it turns out he didn't get to know his dad until he was 12. His mum, Mildred, was the Schwarzenegger family housekeeper, and it wasn't until 2011 that details of Joseph emerged and ultimately led to Arnold and wife Maria Shriver getting divorced. Joseph gets on well with Arnie now, and he's setting out on an acting career with a role in new movie Gunner, which also stars Morgan Freeman. He says his dad had plenty of words of wisdom for him.
The key thing that he said is hard work. Hard work, doing the reps, doing the practice, and always prepare. That's the key that he gave me.
There have been some great dad and daughter Hollywood combos over the years. Who can forget the groundbreaking work Billy Ray and Miley Cyrus did on Hannah Montana, for example, or the incredible TikTok work that Francesca Scorsese and director Dad Martin do? Well, clear the board, there's a new duo in town, Ethan Hawke and daughter Maya. Wildcat is a biopic about American author Flannery O'Connor, who is played by Maya. It also features Laura Linney and another Hawke, Ethan's son Levon. The movie was written and directed by Dad Ethan, and it's due to hit cinemas on May 3rd.
I don't understand why you don't want to write something that people would like to read.
Dear God, I want to write a novel, a good novel. Let me be a typewriter. Please give me one good story. I see it as only the beginning.
It must come easy for you.
It's like giving birth to a piano sideways.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Acast powers the world's best podcasts. Here's a show that we recommend.
Hi, I'm Dori Shafrir, and along with Kate Spencer, I host Forever 35, a podcast about the things we do to take care of ourselves. Join us every Wednesday with guests like author Phoebe Robinson, chef Samin Nosrat, actress Busy Phillips, and even former Secretary of State Madeleine Albright. On Mondays and Fridays, we have mini episodes where we answer listeners' questions on everyday problems like how useful a butt mask really is, how to deal with a petty friend, or how to relax after a long day. So join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Forever 35, where we're not experts, but we are two friends who like to talk a lot about serums.
Acast helps creators launch, grow, and monetize their podcasts everywhere. Acast.com.